Hello and welcome to another episode of the No Ceilings podcast on the Turtlesmith Network. Hey Vincent.
Hey Cortni.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Blessed. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, but I'm gonna just tell you, this week has been rough.
Mm-hmm.
We had a hailstorm earlier this week,
Yeah.
and it's something out of a movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one we got.
Yeah. So, did you have any damage?
No, luckily, I just said I was blessed, so I was definitely blessed to. It just went by my house and hit some surrounding neighborhoods, though. They definitely got hit hard.
Well, lucky you, because it tore up a house. A lot of people in our neighborhood had busted windshields.
Mm-hmm.
My son's sunroof was torn up pretty well. The windshield was cracked. We have a busted window, and our ceiling caved in.
Man, I seen that photograph from the window on the side of the house.
Yeah.
Man, for to bust the window on the side of the house, that was some pretty crazy hell.
It was crazy. I have never seen anything like. I don't think that we've ever had hail damage like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not hail damage, hail
Yeah.
like that, and it just kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't even realize that the weather called for a hailstorm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were supposed to get rain. I didn't think we were going to get anything like that. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people are filing claims, that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. I think that there are probably a lot of people. Luckily, nobody was hurt that I know of. It seems like everybody just has, damage to their vehicles, maybe their homes. A lot of roofing companies are probably winning right now.
Yeah.
The vultures were out yesterday.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen at least 7 or 8 different roofing companies in one neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just lined up in Ford F-150 trucks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even mad. Shout out to the roofing companies.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
Gotta
got
get
out. They gonna get us taken care of as quickly as possible. Actually, we had just gotten our roof replaced, so we called that same company back out, and they took a look at it.
Okay.
Hopefully, they'll be able to take care of us. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good. So.
Awesome.
All right. Well, today's episode is about brand development.
Mm-hmm.
Brand development.
Yeah.
So, why does every brand need a strong brand? Every business need a strong brand. Why does every business need a strong brand? Well, think about it. Think about your swag, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Your swag is your personal brand, right?
Right.
All right, so if you, in your brand, think that you should always be dressed nicely, you're going to have on a nice shirt, nice pants, belt, smell good, you want to make sure your hair looks good, that all plays into your personal brand.
Right.
Well, essentially, we want... you want your business to be the same thing. You don't ever want anybody to misconstrue what that brand is, right?
Absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about brand development. We'll talk about how you differentiate yourself from competitors. We're going to talk about the mission, visions, and values. We're also going to talk about establishing a clear brand identity. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, we're going to talk about your name. How do you come up with a good name? Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, I think that we should play a game.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to touch on a few things on each of those points that we talked about. But in order to do this, we've got to play this game. So the game is called Love It or Hate It. I made this game up in my mind. I don't know. Somebody may have created it out there, but I feel like this is a game that I made up and I put it together myself.
Okay.
So I made these cards. And so don't laugh at me.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick a card, or I'm going to have you pick a card.
Okay.
When you pick the card, then I am going to say the name of the business or the brand. Once I do that, I want you to give me the first word that comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay? When you think of this brand, and then we will get into the details and discuss the brand as consumers. Okay?
Okay. Cool.
All right. So take your pick.
Let's see. Let's go.
Now don't look at it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Nike.
Just do it.
Just do it. Ha! Okay. All right. So, Nike's mission is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you are an athlete. That's their mission, right? Mm-hmm. So, let's talk about Nike and some of the things that you love and hate about Nike.
Okay, no problem.
I know that's going to be easy for you.
Oh, yeah, I've been wearing Nikes my whole life, so they've definitely been a part of my life and a part of the culture as well. One of the other things I first think about is milkshakes.
Ah, yeah.
Who didn't have a pair of milkshakes?
I didn't, but they were cute, though.
But I like the comfortability of the Air Maxes. They always have good style, color schemes. I mean, you can really go kind of on and on about Nike as just far as things I like about them. Jordan, of course. How can you say Nike without saying
Now
Jordan?
keep them.
Yeah, we know that.
Keep a good Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And a 270.
A 270?
Mm-hmm. Them 270s. I
Yeah.
like them. Air Max 270s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, with that being said, one of the things that a lot of people seem to love about Nike is that they have a powerful storytelling. Mm-hmm. They're very inclusive. They have cutting edge innovation. You think about it, they are playing to the athletes, right?
Right.
You've got Serena. You've got, think about all of the different athletes that they think about and they put their story out there.
Right.
And Nike allows them to put their story out there to give it some kind of humanized aspect to it.
Right.
And so the differentiation between them and their competitors is going to be something like maybe high quality athletic gear. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, if you had to choose, would you wear Nike or would you wear Nike or Puma?
Now, I'm not saying nothing is wrong with Puma. I definitely like Puma. But if we're talking about like on a basketball court, I'd probably got to say Nike.
Okay.
I guess it would just kind of depend, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go with Nike.
Yeah. You think about it, you see people in Nike, you see people in Reebok. A lot of the companies have really done what they needed to do to get their following up. Mm-hmm. And so Reebok, New Balance is really
they're making waves. I just actually seen my 21-year-old son this past weekend, mm-hmm. and he had on a pair of New Balance.
Yeah.
And he's always wore Jordan or Nikes. That's what we always wore. And then you did mention Puma. Mm-hmm. I like what they done recently with Puma. I don't know if it was part of rebranding or just reaching out or what you call that, but just how they teamed up with Nipsey Hussle, mm-hmm. and to kind of catapult the marathon brand.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty cool. They had exclusive shoes, just different drops that they had during that time of that collaboration. It was really awesome.
And see, we didn't pull Puma as one of the brands in the game.
Right.
But I would be interested in doing this same thing, going through and looking at how they are, how they're different from their competitors. Mm-hmm. What market they're playing to, looking at what their mission is, and just what their brand identity is. I think that would really be good to know, because it may be, it could be a West Coast thing. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They may be playing to a certain crowd of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's good. The mission, Nike's mission, it empowers athletes and it helps push the boundaries of sports and innovation. What do you think?
Absolutely. I would definitely have to agree that they put a lot of money into that mission as far as campaigning and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about their brand identity? It's the Nike check, and then they've got just the word Nike.
It's so simple that it worked. And one of the sayings I've heard in business early on was the acronym KISS. keep it
simple, stupid. Yep.
Yeah, so they kept it simple, and it's worked for how many years now?
I don't know. A lot
A
of
lot of years.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
Before me, that's for sure. You're not going to have me put my age on TV.
Yeah.
Out here. Okay. Well, let's move to consistency. They do have, I do believe Nike has a consistent message. They are playing to all different types of people, but their message is still consistent. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know? So I like that. So let's do another one.
Okay.
You want to shuffle the cards this time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take
Part of
mine.
the game, of your own game that you created.
Yep. That means I can cheat.
Cheater. Okay. Don't look.
You cheated.
Oh, you can't.
I'm going to let you reshuffle.
Gonna close your eyes.
I'm closing.
Okay. I cheated, y'all.
I'm not looking.
All right, now look.
Okay. Watch it. It's going to be one that I absolutely hate.
Nestle.
Nestle?
Nestle. Is that how you say it?
Nestle.
Nestle. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, Nestle. When I think about Nestle, I'm getting ready to give you just a quick story. When I was little, they used to have Alpine White candy bars. So everybody liked the Hershey candy bar, right? But Alpine White had like almonds and pecans and like or something in it. It was so good. They don't make it anymore. Obviously, I was the only person in the world that liked it. But it was a really, really, really good time.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. So, what is the mission for Nestle?
The mission of Nestle is to unlock the power of food to enhance quality of life for everyone today and for generations to come.
I was just supposed to give you like one word that describes it.
And
Delicious.
I think you gave up a little bit of your...
Delicious. I want one right now. Delicious.
How long ago was that?
I was a kid. I haven't been able to find those candy bars forever. They have this cookies and cream one, so you still get like the white chocolate and it tastes the same, but it doesn't have the pecans in it. So, no, it's not the same.
So
But
that was the same company that had like the strawberry milk campaign and all
Yes.
that stuff when we were kids and stuff.
and I don't drink milk.
You didn't... I can't drink milk today at all.
Yeah, gross. Get rid of it. But I will say this: they are hated for unethical marketing, environmental damage, and water sourcing controversies that they've been going through.
So unethical marketing, I don't know about that with Nestle.
Not sure that's just I kind of looked it up to see, and apparently consumers are not happy with them. Excuse me, for exploiting water resources and unethical marketing practices, but I couldn't find exactly what unethical marketing practices they were doing. So,
Okay.
Calvin, have you heard anything?
Yeah, they actually had a lot of controversy in Oregon when I was living up there in the Columbia River Gorge, where they stopped them from building a Nestle bottling plant there because of those unethical practices.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's good to know. I'm going to have to check and do some more research on that.
For sure. I drink the Nestle, was it Pure Life water? That's what I always buy.
Well, you know, they are a household staple. I will say that, you know, I have some is it cocoa?
Right.
They have Nestle cocoa. Yes, I have some cocoa that, you know, we kind of have in the pantry. So, you know, it's been a household name for a while. So, it's interesting to see that, you know, they have a couple of little things that are going on with them. But overall, they are very likable. They're a trusted brand with diverse offerings. And they also, you know, people like them. So hopefully they can clear up, you know, one of the things, I just have to say this, one of the things is you can have all of a lot of positivity, and people are really, liking your business, and they like your brand. And it just takes one thing to happen where that positivity turns to negativity.
Right.
And that's it. And of course, in this situation, it's Nestle. So it's probably, if you did a poll on it, it's probably, 60-40, something like that. But I'm interested to see what's going on with them and how that'll play out over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. When you think of Nestle, also, you think of the brand. I'm not sure if we have this up on the screen, but Nestle, it's it's chocolate, and they have that bubbly writing. And
Right.
people know that when they see that, like if kids see that, they may not even know how to read, but they know it's Nestle.
Right. I think when I was coming up, it was a lot more in the marketing of Nestle. I don't see it as much as I used to, and I think they own a lot more than just the candy and water now at this point. I think it's a huge corporation at this time, but that marketing back then, you would always know, like the Nestle chocolate, that commercial comes on, you ready to go to the store and get one of those products.
Song?
It did. I'm sure it did.
Okay.
Don't try to get me to remember that.
Don't put you on the spot. See if you want to sing.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to another one.
Okay.
Let's see. What did you do with the Nestle one?
I think I put it back in the bottom. I think this might be it right here. Nope, that's not it. It's in there. You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's get rid of that one.
Okay.
Let's do another one.
Okay. I'm not looking.
And all of this, we're going to tie it all together. I promise. If I don't, hit me in the comments. Let me know. All right.
Usually,
Get a good one.
I'm trying to. You got one that was terrible.
Okay. Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.
One word.
Tickets.
Okay. That's your word.
That's my
your
word.
The first thing I think of, high unnecessary fees.
Okay.
And I mean that. You go get tickets and geez, the fees, on top of the ticket, I might as well just went to I guess if you go to the booth, you're kind of going to pay the same thing. But their mission is to deliver the best ticketing experience for fans, artists, and venues. Now, I will say, they are very convenient. We went out of town for our anniversary, and we were able to we were driving through and was like, hey, let's go to a concert. We were able to get the tickets online right then, walk right in.
Okay.
So it is very convenient. But some of the things that consumers hate are the high fees, poor customer service, and monopolistic practices in ticket sales.
Okay.
They love access to a wide range of events and exclusive ticket releases. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to get in on exclusive ticket releases, but I don't do a lot of concerts. How about you?
Not a whole lot of concerts and not a whole lot of experience with Ticketmasters. I do go to like comedy shows and stuff like that, but I haven't had to use Ticketmasters before. I haven't had to, and usually when I'm booking for one of those shows or something, it's not a whole lot of fees with it.
Yeah. Well, how do you think that they differ from their competitors?
I'm not entirely sure. I guess their competitors would be like StubHub or someone like that.
Yeah.
I haven't really used Ticketmasters though, so I used StubHub before.
I've used StubHub too.
Yeah. Did you like that better than Ticketmasters?
Well, they're all about the same to me.
Yeah.
But it is said that they are dominant in ticket sales and distribution for events.
Okay.
So
got to be doing something.
I guess you have to really just be into getting tickets and stuff to really see that.
Right.
Their mission is to bring fans and artists together. You know, I think that that's that's not exactly what they said, but that's just kind of summing it up a little bit.
Right.
I think that that's pretty good, and I feel like their branding is decent. It's just blue and white Ticketmaster. It's pretty simple. It's easy to find.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's cool. The consistency, ticket sales are always high to me, so they're very consistent in that.
Oh, you don't like paying $300 for a ticket?
You know, I wouldn't mind paying that if I wouldn't mind. It just depends. I'll just say that it just depends.
Yeah.
You know, but if I'm paying $100 in fees, then no, that's a problem.
That's definitely a problem.
So, anyway, but customers get frustrated with stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
I mean, everything's high now, so there's that. All right, let's do 5. So we'll do one more.
Okay.
Or two more.
Okay, 2 more.
And then we'll kind of brief some of the others.
Okay.
I want to pick a really, really good one.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some good ones in there. I probably made too many. Our episode would be like 2 hours long if we went through all of these.
Yeah.
Because I have like 20. All right. Let me dig in here. All right.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
One word for Coca-Cola.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
No.
Okay.
I mean, for those who like Coca-Cola. For me, it used to taste good, but now as you get older, like drinking soda like that is that fizzy, sometimes it'll burn your throat. So I don't know what that means. I don't drink a lot of soda. I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. Their mission is to refresh the world in mind, body, and spirit,
I said that.
to inspire moments of optimism and happiness. So I guess they kind of did that right now because that was hilarious.
It's the refresh.
But I grew up, my grandmother, she drank water and Coca-Cola with a lot of ice.
Hey.
And like right now, walk in here with a cold Mexican Coke, Mexican bottle Coke, forget about it. I love those.
Yeah.
So I definitely love the taste, that fizzy. And they say McDonald's has their own special Coke recipe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know that.
That's why it's different at McDonald's. Coke makes it especially from McDonald's. Isn't that something?
That's neat.
So some things that they're loved for is a consistent brand, messaging, nostalgia, and refreshing taste. There's that refreshing again.
Yeah.
Things they're hated for. This is big. Criticized for health impacts due to high sugar content.
Yeah. It is pretty sugar. That's the reason why I stopped drinking it a long time ago, just because it's a lot of sugar. And then, I don't know if your parents are like mine, but you don't need to be drinking that dark soda.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they used to say
Yeah. Back then when we were growing up, it was, people weren't as health conscious as they are today.
Yes.
And people would be hospitalized just for all they drink was soda.
Yeah.
And they have bladder issues and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was
That's
terrible. But it didn't stop them from drinking that delicious Coca-Cola, though.
That's true. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
How does the logo, how does the brand identity, how does it make you feel? Like if you had to put a feeling on it.
I would have to say the nostalgia.
Okay.
Because when I look at it, I just remember back in the day those polar bear Coca-Cola commercials. The polar bear sliding down the mountain drinking a cold Coca-Cola.
I just thought of something. Do y'all remember when What is this? When Tyrese was like, do 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 do, da 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 da, always Coca-Cola. Yeah, and then he had them teeth. He was like, I remember that. Oh man.
Yeah.
That probably drew a lot of people to Coca-Cola.
Oh, definitely.
He was riding on the bus. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Anyway, joyful. That's what I was
Joyful.
getting.
Gotcha.
It's joyful. You know,
That's
it makes
in
you
their,
happy. Coca-Cola.
in their mission to
It-
inspire happiness.
To inspire happiness. So that it seems like their mission pretty much aligns with, you know, their brand identity, and they are consistent in that.
So what do you think about them using cocaine when they first started?
Really?
Yeah, you know, they used to use coca leaves to make Coca-Cola.
Y'all teaching me something else, okay? I'm in love with the cocoa.
Yeah, that's how they got their start.
Okay. That's interesting. Hopefully that was during the time when I was younger, way younger, because
there we go,
Coca-Cola
right
has been
there.
around since the 50s. Oh,
Coca-Cola once contained cocaine, but it's been cocaine-free since 1929.
yes, Lord. That's well before my time.
Mm-hmm.
Well before my time. Wow. I did not know that.
Is that why my grandma drank so much of it?
Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay. Use of spent leaves, 1904. Coca-Cola began using. Okay. That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Go figure. Who'd have thought?
How's that for some branding?
That's it.
They kept it simple.
Yeah. That's interesting. I did not know that. I'm still in awe about that.
You genuinely just learned that just now, huh?
I did. Because I thought that was a joke.
You're welcome.
All right, let's do one more, and then we'll kind of tie this segment all together.
Okay.
Give me a good one now.
Trying to get it.
I'm not gonna let you do that one. We cheating in calls.
This is your game, so
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that one.
okay.
All right.
This is your game, so
Yep.
we gotta
I
play
make
how
the
you
rules.
want to play.
I make the rules.
This is your rules.
All right, Starbucks.
Just one word.
Give me one, and then
Can I give you
me
my
two.
order?
Yeah.
Cause I want a caramel macchiato, ice, add extra shot of espresso, and add some hazelnut syrup.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You know that by heart. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a Starbucks fan too.
Okay.
Okay. I have the app. You got your points.
Get the
Okay.
points. You got a
Okay.
cup?
I do. I actually have several cups. And I have a Target Starbucks pen.
Oh, wow.
Starbucks.
Okay.
Starbucks, yes.
Okay.
So, Starbucks is my favorite. I don't drink coffee, though. This is funny. I go to Starbucks, but I don't drink coffee.
What do you get?
What do I get at Starbucks? Everybody wants to know. So, I go for their tea and their refreshers.
Ah, okay.
Every now and again, I will dibble in some coffee, and then I realize I don't really like it.
Okay.
But I love their tea. I love the medicine ball. I love all of the refreshers. And I absolutely love going and getting my caramel apple spice in the fall.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I make they make a killing off of me just with those things. And then my daughters, they get their stuff too.
Oh man, they got the kids. Boy, that brand has really did something to target the children, because my son cannot pass by there without one of them strawberry kind refresher with whipped cream.
With cream foam on the top.
Yeah.
You know that's an extra $1.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They don't care.
So for my daughter's birthday, we got her $50, but in gifts she got $50 in Starbucks cash.
$50.
Yep, and we let her put an app on her phone so that she can show her phone, get her points, and do
Yeah.
her thing. It's that serious.
Oh my God. How old is she?
9. 9. And she only gets, she doesn't go often, but she will ask. That's like a sweet treat, middle of the week or
Yeah.
on the weekend. She likes to go do that. And so we'll let her get a pink drink or something like that. But I realized that the pink drink, I believe it has 25 milligrams of caffeine or 50 or something like that. And
Yeah.
So it's not terrible.
Good job, Starbucks. You got the kids hooked. Okay, you got customers for life now.
Shout out to Starbucks. We love you. So they are loved for consistent quality, the personalized experience. You think about that. Every time
Yeah.
you get your drink has your name on it. They call your name when you go in the store to pick it up. Courtney,
I always tell them my name is Daddy.
is that what it says on your app?
When I don't use the app.
Oh, okay. What's your name, Daddy? All right, that's cute. And they're loved for consistent quality, personalized experience, and community-focused stores. They are hated for high prices and environmental impact due to waste.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Now, I will say they differentiate themselves from their competitors. Obviously, because of the high quality of coffee. They have the blonde. Is it blonde? I don't know much about the coffee piece.
Yeah.
They've got the strong, the medium. I'm gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
And the extra strong. So they have all of those things, and people love that. People, you buy it at Target or Walmart or whatever, and people love their coffee. Like, some people don't want any other. I mean, it used to be Folgers.
Yeah. Right.
Now it's Starbucks off the shelf.
Yeah.
So
right. Off the shelf.
When they don't feel like making it. Their mission, to me, is kind of inspiring, Maybe it's like to inspire one person or one cup, one neighborhood at a time. But they're very consistent, and you do see that they are very community driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I don't know. I like Starbucks. That's my place to be. Starbucks and Target. Starbucks. Catch that.
I love Starbucks as well. Definitely at the airport.
Now we definitely have. I thank you guys for taking time to watch us play our game. But I will say this: I want to give a few honorable mentions because there are a few. Apple made the list. They were in my cards. Everybody loves Apple. They have high prices, but I also feel like they have quality product.
Right.
But it depends on who you're talking to.
Absolutely.
We've got Google, we've got Tesla, IKEA, Netflix. And let me get down to some of the ones that aren't so liked. And I'm going to say this name, and when I say it, I want you to give me one word.
Okay.
Spirit.
Terrible.
Don't become a spirit. Spirit Airlines. They have very low flights, costs for flights, right? But I have seen on TikTok like so many people that have issues with, losing their luggage or their flights being canceled and they can't get another one. Like, there's so many different things. They say they have poor customer service. There's a lot of different things that a lot of people don't like. So that's one. And then Uber.
Uber.
Yep, Uber made the list. Walmart. And then I have two more. And when I say the first one's name, I want you to tell me what you think. Chick-fil-A.
Nuggets.
My pleasure. I couldn't say one word. Two, their branding is so awesome. Like, when I go, if I get in that line and I order my food and they don't say my pleasure, I'm angry.
Has that happened to you before?
Once. Not often. I mean,
Yeah.
ever so often you may catch that, and that may just be because it's rush hour and they're busy. But they train their team.
You see how shocked I was that you said that? Like, it's impossible for that to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
That's because that's how like driven they are about that with their brand.
They are very consistent with the my pleasure. Like,
Yeah.
if they don't say it, you're just like, wait a minute, what? What do you mean?
Right.
So, yeah, I love the quality of food. I don't know what it is. Those
Yeah.
waffle fries are amazing. The nuggets are always on point. And I think that they are very, to me, I get the idea that they are very family focused, and
Right.
and that's their brand identity. I am not sure what their mission is because I don't have it here, but I believe that they are, the goal is for them to bring families together. It gives that vibe.
Yeah, and
You know?
you get that vibe too when you cater with Chick-fil-A. If you ever got picked up a catering from them, it's always on point. It's hot still when you get to the location, and they're always so kind and helpful when preparing those orders too.
So I didn't find their mission, but their value statement. Let's go back down. Our core values reflect our purpose, our culture, and shape the staff and work experience of Chick-fil-A teams wherever they are. So doesn't matter. Just what we said. No matter where you go, you're going to get that family-friendly, quality-focused customer service, and the food is going to taste great. The people are going to be great, and you're going to leave with a smile
Right.
every single time. Even those lines are long, right?
Oh yeah.
But they've gotten to the point they have made it so efficient for you to get through that line. You may be sitting there and you think you're going to be there for a minute, and they're moving like 3 or 4 cars at a time.
At a time.
So I think that they are
Very
one
efficient.
of my favorite companies. And
Yeah.
I didn't think about them when I was doing the game, but then I was like, oh, you can't forget about Chick-fil-A. You've got to bring them up.
Huge brand.
Yep. And so, with that being said, I want to wrap this segment up. When you are building your brand and you're developing it, you want to make sure that you figure out how you differentiate yourself from competitors. You want to create a mission, vision, and value that has strong principle, a strong foundational principle that drives your success and that means something to you. You want to be authentic in your values at all times, you know? And then you also want to develop a clear brand identity. You want to make sure that you think about your logo. You want to think about your color scheme. You want to think about like the tone of voice. You know, when people just like when we say Chick-fil-A, my pleasure.
Right.
You know, you want to think about that voice. What voice do you want them to hear? You want to make sure that you create a cohesive brand image that aligns with your target audience, you know? So outside of that, you also want to make sure that you're telling a story.
Yeah.
What story do you want to tell? And you want to make sure that it has that humanized aspect so that you create an emotional connection with your audience. You want to make sure that you're making your brand memorable.
Absolutely.
You know? So, and I'm thinking about this and I'm going back to like Nike. Like everybody loves Nike.
Right.
So, you know, what and they do great storytelling. They do amazing storytelling. So that's and then finally, you know, just making sure that you name your company. Does that name reflect your brand's identity and values? Is it easy to pronounce? Now you can't have a name that is like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and expect for people to go search that.
Right.
You know, on Google. You want to make sure that that name allows you to grow and evolve over time. You know.
Absolutely.
So. And then you want to be consistent. You always want to be consistent. So just like with Chick-fil-A, you know, that my pleasure, that consistency is essential to building trust and recognition for your brand.
Absolutely.
You know? Do you have any other thoughts that you'd like to put out before we go to the next segment?
No, I think we covered quite a bit about branding. Yeah.
The game was fun.
Yeah, it was. You did a good job creating that game.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, we will move on into our business struggles. And we just want to talk about common challenges that happen in brand development. So I think that with brand development, a lot of times you may face issues with your brand identity. You start out with a brand, and the colors that the color scheme you chose was how you felt in that moment, but over time you've grown and you want to change that. Or the logo started out this way and you ended up having to change it over time. Some of the challenges that you face with that, if you make a change and you've already built your brand, that brand is kind of tied to what the consumer thinks about that brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think of the perfect time that happened when you remember. Do you watch Power? Okay, so you remember when they changed the song from the original song to the Trey Songz version?
Yeah.
And they received all that backlash, and they immediately went back to the original song, and it's been the same. It stayed the same till the end.
Yes.
So I think that
That's a good example.
yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's a really good example. I like that song too.
Yeah. Well, they were upset because they were so associated with that song with the Power brand, and when they went to change it, it just didn't feel right to the target audience.
Yeah, because originally it was Joe,
Okay.
right? I think was it Joe
I'm not sure.
singing it, and then it went to Trey Songz, and then they went back to Joe.
Right.
Yeah, I like that song. That's my song.
Yeah.
I like music. Well, so let's talk about just a little bit. Do you have any? I have some companies that have had terrible logos
Okay.
over time, and they switched it up, and that logo caused a little bit of backlash. And so the first one that I kind of want to talk about a little bit is Gap.
Gap. Okay.
So in 2010, and I'm going to use my notes a little bit.
Okay.
In 2010, there was a logo redesign. What went wrong was Gap's logo was switched from an iconic blue box logo to a simple generic font with a blue gradient box, which was widely mocked for being bland and uninspired. The backlash was so intense that Gap reverted back to its old logo within a week. I don't remember that, but I thought that was pretty interesting. That the consumer, how the consumer feels about it, plays such a huge role in that. And I guess what I'm thinking about is like, I wonder what the cost was.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm sitting here thinking, and how much time and effort went into that change before they was like, oh man, this was not a good idea. And we spent so much time when they were like, well, you know what? We got to pull the plug on it. We got to go back.
Just to switch it back in a week.
And I think that's where the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of plays the part.
Yeah. They said that it was too plain, and it caused the brand to lose its iconic keyword, iconic identity. So anyway, that's interesting. Another one that I looked up was Tropicana. You remember that? Did you used to drink Tropicana?
Yeah.
Juice, the fruit punch.
Yeah.
They had fruit punch. So in 2009, they removed the classic orange with a straw image, opting for a plain and minimalist design. The new look was widely disliked as it lost the brand's recognizable and warm appeal, leading to a sales drop of 20%, forcing Tropicana to revert to its previous design. 20%. Sales drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that original logo that they were using. I never remember them using the glass of juice, but I can see how that happened because it was a different type of image. Orange with a straw in it.
Yeah.
Like, and it kind of gives you the idea that you're drinking orange juice straight from the orange.
Right.
So it kind of plays with the mind a little bit. And
Yeah.
then when they changed it was like, I get this at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, well, that is really interesting. That is really interesting. All right, the final one we have is Pepsi. In 2008, Pepsi underwent a logo redesign which cost over $1 million, and it was criticized for looking like a lopsided smile or a fat belly. The overly simplistic and abstract design confused many, and the expensive rebranding was seen as wasteful and ineffective, and a wasteful and ineffective update compared to Coca-Cola's timeless logo. That is crazy. Like I think I remember that. I remember Pepsi doing that.
Yeah.
But the consumer how they see, your logo, your brand identity, it plays into a lot. You can lose money behind making those changes and not knowing what it is that you want to do up front. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are clear.
Yeah. Especially when the brand has gotten that big.
Yes.
Off of that, it's like, why change? I think that's just kind of like the hindsight view that we get to have, seeing those giants make those mistakes.
Yeah.
And to, just go ahead and when you're branding yourself, keep it simple.
Yeah.
And stay true to yourself and your target audience.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why you just want to make sure that you're doing all of this work on the front end. And yeah, you can make changes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But just know that when you make those changes, you may be targeting a different audience at that point. You may lose some people.
Right.
And so you've got to be prepared for that.
Right.
Also, you think about the money that you're putting into it. These companies, these large companies, they put money into making those changes just to make a switch and switch it back to what it was.
Yeah.
And they probably lost a lot of money behind that as well. So
yeah, a ton. I can only imagine a ton of money went into those.
I think there's that would be a good opportunity if you're going to do something like that, especially in a small business. Have a focus group.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to have a focus group, just to kind of give me your thoughts, what group, and is this playing to the audience
right
that you are targeting, because it's always good to dot your I's and cross your T's. That's an inside joke if y'all didn't catch the first or second episode.
Right.
All right. Do you have anything else that you want to add on our business struggles segment?
Yeah, just don't get too hung up on this process. I see a lot of people do this process, but they get hung up on it. They get hung up on the logo design. They get hung up on the name. And this is one of the most important parts. But at the same time, it's one of the parts that you have to really not put a whole lot of overthinking into it. You kind of just have to go with the flow and how you feel about it and really trust yourself and lean on, because this is your product, your baby, your service, and this is all developed from you. You know who you want to reach. Just stay true to that core audience. And just like these other companies, you'll go far.
Yeah. Consistency. Yep. Okay, well, let's bring it on home, man. Let's talk about actionable items.
My favorite part.
All right. So, our actionable steps for today, obviously, are going to be to define your mission and values, or you could be your mission, vision, and values, and you want to basically clearly articulate, what your brand stands for and why it exists.
Right.
You want people to know that. You've got to lay that out. The second thing is to identify your differentiators. What makes you unique, and how are you different from your competitors? And how can you highlight that in your message, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then you want to create a consistent brand identity. You want to sit and think on your logo, your color schemes, and your brand voice, and do your best to avoid some of the pitfalls that we've kind of talked about today.
Mm-hmm.
You also, and I said this, but it actually wasn't included in our steps, get feedback and make adjustments.
Yeah.
So you want to get the feedback, get it from your customers, your current customers, get it from people who may not know anything about your brand.
Mm-hmm.
And then stay true to your brand. Remember to stay consistent and make sure that you're true to your brand's values across any platform that you are on or wherever you're at, whatever type of business it is. You just want to stay consistent all the way across,
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think you hit all the nails on the head with those actionable items, Cortni. We're really rocking it out.
All right. Well, that wraps up this segment of this is step 5.
Step 5.
Episode 6 of the No Ceilings podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want more information, make sure that you go to turtlesmith.com, where you can get help on any of the steps that we've already done or brand development, which we are talking about today. Tune in next week for more insight and actionable items on how to start a business. Take care.
See you guys later.